Hi everyone, welcome to an episode of Fall Guys. Look, we've got a Halloween event. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a skin like most of the previous events. It actually has an emote, although I do really like the faceplate that comes with it. Look, the emote's invisible. Hooray! That's a bit overpowered, and it probably isn't really invisible. But anyway, today I played each of the new creator Halloween levels, and I learned to speedrun them, kind of. So here we go with all 8 levels that I did today. I recorded these, I'm doing the voiceover now, you know how this works, surely. And this is it. Some of these took me a few attempts, some of them took a few more. But all in all, I think this selection of levels is really awesome. It's great. It's nice to see just so much stuff done, really, in this game. And it's nice to see that they finally put all of these Halloween levels in that everyone's made for the Full Jam event. I did make a level for this, but sadly I don't think they put it in. I couldn't find it, but no hard feelings. If you do want to see it, I'll put the code or something in the description at some point. Look at all these! Again, it's nice to see them putting in a bunch of levels that actually use overlapping as well, which you totally could do, but they accidentally broke it. But they did say that it was all intentional, or unintentional to break it, so I think it's intended to be able to do it, or something. Now this next level is Pumpkin Eater. This is the only one of the levels that I did not gel with this one, I didn't like it. And it's the only one that you're going to see a cut, right there, because I had to figure out what you have to do in this level, and I actually had to ask some of my followers on Twitter what is the way to beat this silly level. So here it is. If you too are stuck, this is what you actually have to do. It still takes a bit of trial and error sometimes, because you have to get an almost perfect launch to actually make it over to here in the first place. This is very much a trick level, not a treat in the slightest, even though it's labelled as treat. And I think I cut it here as well. But rest assured, every other level in this video, there are no cuts. I did not stop playing them until I got a perfect run, and I wanted to get this video out on the same day as well. You know how I do it. So you actually have to fall out of the map here to respawn at the beginning, because pressing that button activates these fans, which take you to the top of this gigantic trick-or-treating bucket, and then you have to walk around the edge and actually climb up the handle itself to get to the finish line. Woo, hooray, exciting, and all that stuff. And now, apart from talking about the other levels, does anyone really watch these anymore? Does anyone really watch the Fall Guys videos? If you're watching and you're a human and you're not a robot, please leave a comment on this video. How many people are watching Fall Guys still? I love this game, but the views and everything are just dropping so much. Are you still there? Are you liking this? I've personally been really enjoying playing some Minecraft Battle Royale at the moment. I'll probably do some more videos on that once I get a bit better at it. I still love this game. Fall Guys is fantastic. Also, this is probably the most fun level to speedrun out of all of these today. Look at this. It took me a few times to get a perfect run on this one, but it wasn't the one that took the most amount of time. I'm looking at you, Toontown. You'll see that one. I was so pleased when I finally got a perfect run. Hey look! It's someone with a gold banner. They're not going to make any mistakes, are they? Let's go into the next. This is Tricks and Treats. I don't really have anything to say about these levels beyond a point, apart from it was fun speedrunning them and learning some paths. So now I'm just going to do something really weird. For anyone that's still watching and you're still paying attention to this video and you have sound on, I'm just going to become a stand-up comedian for the rest of the video. I don't know why. Why am I going to do this? I have no idea. What am I doing? Don't do this, Paul. The audience says, what are you doing? It's like the movie moment where everyone just tells me to stop right now. I actually used to work at a helium balloon factory. Not many people know that about me. The hours were really long though, but my manager always spoke highly of me. My girlfriend got angry at me after I gave her a container full of photos of her previous boyfriends for her birthday. I just thought she wanted an Xbox. A friend of mine likes to impress girls that he meets with drawings of small trucks. He's a pickup artist. My obese parrot just died. I'm really sad, but it is a huge weight off my shoulders. I got fired from my job at the calendar factory. I kept taking days off. There's a song for everything, isn't there? Every situation. If you're dancing, there's a song for dancing. There's a song for not feeling like dancing. Dancing with somebody. Just dancing. Dancing on the ceiling. All bases covered, right? Every scenario is truly covered. You're even covered if you need to find the culprit of a rogue dog release. Musicians don't really make money anymore though, but I guess there are so many songs now that we'd never be able to listen to all the new ones anyway. The guy who owns Spotify makes tons of money, but the artists make almost nothing. He must think it's easy to rip off musicians as they can only count to 4. Well, we've gone through all the jokes. I guess I'll see if there's any more awful ones on the internet. A woman is sitting at her recently deceased husband's funeral. A man leans into her and asks, "Do you mind if I say a word?" "No, go right ahead," the woman replies. The man stands and clears his throat and says, "Plethora," then sits back down. "Thanks," the woman says. "That means a lot." Why did the half-blind man fall into a well? He couldn't see that well. 2 men are on opposite sides of a river. The first man shouts to the second, "How do I get to the other side of the river?" The second man shouts back, "You are on the other side of the river." What did the cannibal get when he was late for dinner? The cold shoulder. What do you get when you mix goat DNA and human DNA? Kicked out of the petting zoo. My grandfather has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from San Francisco Zoo. "I stand corrected," said the man in the orthopedic shoes. When does a joke become a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. A wife calls her husband and says, "Be careful driving home. Some complete moron is driving down the wrong side of the motorway." The husband replies, "There's not just one, there's hundreds of them." Why did the dinosaur cross the road? He didn't, you idiot. There weren't any roads back then. A man spots a sign outside a house that reads, "Talking dog for sale." Intrigued, he walks in. "So what have you done with your life?" he asks the dog. "I've led a very full life," says the dog. "I lived in the Alps rescuing avalanche victims. Then I served my country in Iraq. And now I spend my days reading to the residents of a retirement home." The guy is flabbergasted. He asks the dog's owner, "Why on earth would you want to get rid of an incredible dog like that?" The owner says, "Because he's a liar. He never did any of that." I don't know if this happens in other countries, but in England at least, if you see a yellow car, there's a little game you can play where you shout, "Yellow car," and then whoever you're next to, you just punch them. I don't know how this began, who invented this, why this is a thing, but there are similar situations, like if you see a Mini, you can also do the same thing, if you shout Mini. I actually drive a Mini, and I sometimes see this happening, and it makes me wonder, if you drive a bright yellow car, would you just think that everyone is really violent? Like wherever you look, you just see people punching each other in the arm, maybe the face. You'd just think that the world is a really cruel place, which is ironic considering the fact that you're probably quite a nice, happy person. I mean, who buys a yellow car to begin with? You're probably kind of fun-loving, right? If you can be in a yellow car all day, every day. What if you're driving a yellow Mini? The violence would be off the charts, surely. Like, everywhere you go, you just see absolute massacre of flailing limbs. The other thing people do, who own Minis at least, I don't know if it's a yellow car thing, but if you're driving a Mini and you see someone coming the other way who's also driving a Mini, this goes for any kind of classic cars as well, you give them a little wave, and they'll wave back, if they notice you, of course. This doesn't always work, but it's a nice little thing those people do when they wave at each other. I don't know if people do this in all cars, like, I'm not sure if Honda Jazz owners wave at each other. Maybe they don't. Maybe they just do jazz hands. Anyway, that's enough of this ridiculous nonsense. If you made it to the end, I'm very proud of you. Give yourself a pat on the back, you've earned it, and hope you've enjoyed watching some of this Falloween speedrunning. on these new Halloween levels. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Octopaul. I'll see you in the next episode sometime soon. Goodbye.